Now let's work out a numerical on common size income statement. We've been given a question over here, and the question goes like this. The following are the income statement of XYZ and ABC Limited. Prepare the comparative, it should be common size income statement. There's a small typo error in the question. It should be common size income statement. Okay, so now what has happened over here is they've given us some items, and from these items we are expected to prepare the common size income statement. Also, if you notice in the question, what they have given us the sales, they have given us the incomes, they've given us miscellaneous income, then they have given us the expenses, and then we have to fit this at first into a proper format of an income statement. Then we have to go about with the preparation of the common size income statement. So at first we have to prepare the format of the income statement, then we have to go about with the preparation of the common size income statement. I prepared the format of the common size income statement. So I've got the particulars, then I've got the names of the two companies, XYZ, ABC. Corresponding to each company, I have the amount and the percentage written out. And now we have to go about with the calculation. Okay, now we have to go about with the computation. Now remember here, what has been given to us is that we've been given the items randomly. It is not in a precise or a concise income statement format. So we have to at first prepare, fit all these items into the prescribed format of the income statement, and then we have to go about with the calculation or preparation of the income statement portion. So let's just quickly do that. So your income statement, you will always start off with sales. Okay? You will always start off with sales. So from sales, we have to subtract cost of goods sold. Okay? Cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold, how much is that? Cost of goods sold is cost of goods sold for company XYZ is 1,325, and for ABC that is 1,510. Okay, so that is the cost of goods sold. Okay, that's the cost of goods sold. And then next is that we have to, so from this you will be getting gross profit. Okay, you will be getting gross profit. So gross profit we have got. Now how do we calculate gross profit from these two items? It would be sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so it will be sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so from that we have done. Okay, that we have done. So this is the gross profit for us. Okay, this is the gross profit. Next, we have to subtract all our operating expenses. Okay, we have to subtract all our operating expenses. Now, what are the operating expenses that we have? Okay, what are the operating expenses that we have? The operating expenses that we have are office expenses. Okay, we have office expenses. Okay. Then we have selling. We have selling expenses. Okay. Then we have interest. Okay. Then we have interest. Okay. So these are our operating expenses. And for company ABC, let's just quickly make a note of those. So that is done. Okay, now we have to take the total operating expense. The total operating expense. So for ABC, the total operating expense works out to be 375, and for ABC, it works out to be 400. Okay. Now, there's something interesting which has been given to us in this question. We have miscellaneous income. Okay? We have miscellaneous income which has been given to us. Now, what do you mean by miscellaneous income? Miscellaneous income is nothing but income from other sources. Okay, it is income from other sources. So, it is an income apart from your sale. Okay? It is an income apart from the sale. So, miscellaneous income, that what you should be doing is you should be adding it. Miscellaneous income, you should be adding that. The effect is that you should be adding. Now, so from the gross profit, we have to subtract the total operating expenses, and then we have to add the miscellaneous income. So when you do so, what you get is net profit before tax. You get net profit before tax. You will be getting net profit before tax. So let's just quickly calculate net profit for XYZ. So that works out to be 120. Okay, that works out to be 120. And here, let's just quickly calculate this one. This works out to be 405. This works out to be 405. So net profit here in this case works out to be 405. Now here, tax has not been given. Okay? Tax has not been given. So since tax has not been given, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume tax rate of 50%. So please remember, any firm in India, they are expected to pay tax. Okay? Any company in India, they're expected to pay tax. Now, the tax rate is what is defined is what is decided by the government. Okay, so for as of now, the corporate tax is 25%. So I'm not going with the actuals. I can assume it to be anything. Okay, I can assume it to be 10%. I can assume it to be 50%. Okay, so in my scenario, in this case, I'm assuming it to be 50%. So since it is 50% for company ABC, it will be 60. Sorry, company XYZ it will be 60, and for company ABC it will be 203. Okay, this is not actually 203. We have to round it off to decimals. It will be 202.5. It will be 202.5. Okay, now let's just quickly calculate the net profit after tax. So here it is 60, and then here it will be. So we've got that. So with that, we have completed the income statement preparation. Okay, what we have completed is the preparation of the income statement. Okay, so we've not done with the question as yet. We have to now prepare the common size income statement. So now that we've prepared the income statement, let's focus on preparing the common size income statement. When we prepare the common size income statement, one important aspect that you have to remember is that all the items that you see in the income statement, it is expressed as a percentage of your revenue. And revenue, the source of revenue in this case is your sales. The source of revenue in this case is your sales. So all your items would be expressed as a percentage of the sale. So let's start off with that. And the first percentage that we have to calculate is the percentage of sale itself, and this by default will be 100%. Okay, now why will this be 100%? Because it is numerator will be 1,500 divided by 1,500, which is your sale, and this you're multiplying by 100. Okay, this you're multiplying by 100. So by default, this will end up becoming 100 percentage. Okay, this will end up becoming 100 percentage. So by default, this will be 100 percentage. Now let's go on to cost of goods sold. Okay, let's go on to cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, how you would be calculating is numerator will be cost of goods sold, which is 1,325. Okay, it will be 1,325. Divide that by sales. Okay, divide that by sales, and then multiply that by 100. Okay, multiply that by 100. Okay, and that will give you the percentage for. Okay, that will give you the percentage for cost of goods sold. So now, if you notice for XYZ, cost of goods sold is 88.33. Okay, so 88.33%. How you would be interpreting this is, out of every 100 rupees that the business earns, out of every 100 rupees that the business earns, 88 rupees and 33 paise would be going towards your cost of goods sold. 88 rupees and 33 paise would be going towards your cost of goods sold. That is what is meant by that is what this value signifies. So 88.33 paise would be a portion of, or that proportion goes towards your cost of goods sold. That is how you would go about with the interpretation. So similarly, you have to go about calculating all the other items. Okay, similarly, you will have to go about calculating all the items. So now that we've understood the calculation, we will have to go about applying this calculation for all the other items in the similar way, and we will have to calculate the percentage. Likewise, we will also have to go about with the calculation for ABC. Okay, so likewise, we will have to go about with the calculation for ABC, and ABC also we will have to calculate in this manner. We will have to go about with the calculation in this manner, and this is how we go about with the calculation. And let us go about with the calculation, and in that manner we will be able to go about. Okay, so now that we have worked out the common size income statement, we will have to do the similar calculation for company ABC. And now that we've done it for company ABC, we will have to repeat the procedure for all the items in ABC as well. So similarly, I've repeated the calculation for ABC, and we've got the percentages, and we've completed with the percentage of calculation of the expenses for company XYZ and ABC. Okay, so we've completed that. Now that we've prepared the common size income statement, let's just quickly talk about how to go about with the interpretation. So how do we go about with the interpretation is like this. All the items now are expressed as a percentage of sales. Okay, so for example, net profit after tax is 4%. So what this means is your net profit amounts to be only 4% of the profit of your sale. Okay, so that is for XYZ. But if you look at company ABC, okay, company ABC, it is 11.91%. Okay, it is 11 point. So what that means is the net profit of company ABC amounts to be 12% of the sale that is carried out. Okay, it amounts to be 12% of the sale which has been carried out. Okay, so between company XYZ and ABC, ABC proves to be a more efficient company. The reason being, they are more the proportion of the net profit versus the sale, it is a higher company. That is how you go about interpreting this. So likewise, for all the items, you can do a comparison, and then you will be able to understand what is the proportion that each of these items have to contribute towards the sale that you are carrying.